Hello, guys. Welcome to Rex Arthur TV. Here we discuss LGBTQ issues, uh, LGBTQ issues with LGBTQ perspective and an LGBTQ approach and humanistic approach in LGBTQ plus planet. And today we are a bit relaxed, of course, in the weekend of Valdez Day. So we're going to talk about sexology, especially not only gay sexology, but all sexology. Reason being, this is an LGBTQ plus channel within an LGBTQ plus planet. But I will only talk about the sex I know very well. And I was just, sometimes I think about sex. I love sex. Making love is good. And that's why I talk about it. You only talk about what you love. And that's what you do. I don't like talking about sex. And some people don't like talking about it. And if you don't like, don't talk about it. If you like it, talk about it. Yeah, be it gay sex, straight sex, talk about it. If you love a man, talk about it. Say you love him. I know he looks sexy. These days I always complain to people who they may tell me, why are you a male eroticist? I mean, why do you like looking at men's bodies? And I say, no, I love it. I worship a man's body. And if you don't, then please, I'm not forcing you to do it. If you can't, you can't. I can worship a man's body. I know what is nice in him. Yes. And if you love a woman's body and you're a woman, there's no harm. Please continue. That's a woman. You're a lesbian. Yes. Continue. So I always tell people, they just there sometimes they make life so miserable. But these days I just say, just shove it in. Okay. So I just wanted to do the diversity of penetrations and reception in sex because I have seen a lot. First of all, I've told you I'm positive about sex. Pornography is not a problem for me. When I was, and some people, there will be another video we're going to do about pornography, whereby some people have said pornography can change, it can alter your brain because of, and it's true, because when you get sexually aroused, you're creating a brain. What you need to know about the human body, you're always creating it. It's always in creation mode, even until you die. In fact, death, people who die when they are old, most of their bodies have, have stopped creating things. That's what you call degeneration of cells. You see, the reason why people die of HIV is because there's a destruction of a very important cell, T cells, that are responsible for protecting your body from many diseases. Why? Diseases kill you. And so your body has what you call an immune system to protect you from those diseases. So if you kill the watchman of the house, then everybody will rob. They will rob you because then the diseases are the robbers. They come and rob you of life. A virus depends on your DNA to survive. That's how they eat it, because a virus is an acid. I mean, DNA is acid. We are chemicals. Every part of us is a chemical. Every part. Even the bones are chemicals. When you crush a bone completely in powder and you test, you find out the chemicals in the bone, and carbon is there, calcium is there. All of those are chemicals. They are elements in the periodic table of chemicals. So um, so what happens is virus, bacteria, all of these are also chemicals of different kind, and they like living on you. And then when there's so much in you, you die because your body is not made to host those things. You're not made to host viruses, but we live in a world where they are viruses. The air, you're always ingesting. As I told you, we're having sex every time. Even when you're breathing in and out, that is sex. Remember the song, the Calypso song? I push it in and I push it out. He was talking about penetration. When you breathe, it is also penetration because you breathe in, breathe out. Yes, that's all. So we're always having sex in different ways, and that is penetration and reception. Reception is taking it in, and when you penetrate into the air, you release. That's why the penetrator is doing that and goes this way out. Yeah, it's simple. Yin yang is all about that. Yin yang is just contraction, expansion. Contraction, when you do this, contracting, expanding, contracting. So this is yin yang, yin yang, in, out, in, out, in, out. That's just yin yang. But when it's in, when the person is going in, I think it is yang because the penetrator is an active person. So in, and then sorry, yang, yin, he's out. He's now, he becomes passive because when you remove the object of penetration, it is what we call it. It is when you remove the object of penetration, you are not active as the penetrator. So you're in a yin moment. But when you put it in a yang moment, as the penetrator. Yeah, it's very beautiful. And then when you are yin, the yin is the receiver and the yang is the giver. Yes, because the yin is the feminine element. In my view, some people were telling me off and saying, no, even if you're a receiver, you can be masculine. Yes, you can be masculine. But when you're having sex, as long as you're the receiver, you're playing a feminine role. Yes, that's my understanding. Even if you're having, even if it's a woman penetrating a man, because it's possible. Yes, because reception is feminine in the sense that our understanding of reception came from the heterosexual connection, especially in humans when they have reproductive sex to produce. The man has to release inside the woman. He releases the sperm. Do you know creation would have been, a human being would have been a different type, like the seahorse. Do you know the seahorse, the sea creature? Who carries the baby? It's the man. It's the male seahorse that has the baby here on the pouch. They make love like this with the female seahorse, and then the male seahorse has a bag, and the eggs, the female deposits the eggs into the seahorse, and then he's the one carrying the babies. Beautiful. Go and read it on Wikipedia. It's nice. Unbelievable that the male seahorse is the one who does the mommy's work. So baby daddy is actually carrying the babies in the sea. So seahorse females are really having a ball. They just go out and deposit eggs on the males who want to carry the babies. Now, anyway, so that is the reception and penetration. So I just wanted to do a short video about what I was thinking to myself. Sometimes I like giving my thoughts, and so today is one of them. So I noticed that when you have penetration, there are different types. There's a diversity of penetrations. There's what you call seminal penetration. And to me, this is the highest penetration, whereby the penetrator releases his semen into the receiver. The receiver being a man or a woman. And not, it's okay, not, let's not say seminal. It is where, okay, you can say seminal because that is meaning it's a man who is penetrating. But I realized even when penetrate, or a syringe that has semen, and she shoots it inside a receiver. So, or she puts it inside a receiver, like the eyedropper, you put into a receiver's orifice in the hole. It could be the anus or the vagina or the mouth. You drop it inside. The woman has done fluid sex, even though she doesn't have an organ that releases semen, but she has performed penetration with liquid. So it's possible to have a man and a woman can penetrate a man and a woman with liquid, but it's only a man, or even if it's a trans man, who has a penis that can release semen, that can have a seminal penetration. Yes, so that's now one. So we have what you call liquid penetration or fluid penetration, where you enter and release liquid inside the orifice. And orifice, also there's diversity of reception. There's a vagina, there's a mouth, and there's the anus. All of those are holes. But guess what? Even the ears are orifices. So you can also penetrate. And even the eyes, what we see, it penetrates us. It penetrates us. In fact, the eyes are you seeing how open they are? They're like the mouth, open. And I said on my Instagram, I was joking with friends and said, have you noticed all the orifices in the body have hair? You see this one? Hair is here. When you go to the anus, there is hair. When you go to the ear, there is some hair. The nose has some hair. The eyes have hair. Now, why do you have hair? To protect, because those are holes. So some things can enter and you know, disrupt the functions of those orifices, because all of these orifices have job. If we had closed ears, you would not hear anything. If you had a closed anus, you would not go to the for excretion, and neither would you enjoy sex. If you close your eyes, you can't see what is happening in the world. If you close your nose, you see the function of the nose won't work. If you're so basically these orifices have jobs and they do them. Of course, you remember Museveni made a very funny comment only for eating. No, it has very many functions. Very many functions. And the nose has, you cannot say the nose is only for smelling. No, it has very many functions. Even it is for, yes, you put a nose ring. Why I put a nose ring? Is it to smell? Well, no, it's for beauty. So the body has very many functions. So you cannot tell people that they cannot suck dick. No, they can. And not only sucking dick, even if you want to suck the vagina, you can. Yeah, so anyway, let's go to the second question. I mean, to the second type of penetration. Now, this one is, okay, this one I've told you, it's not necessarily penile, but it's liquid, whereby you can have your finger and you put semen and you penetrate the orifice. Yes, it has semen, you've dipped it in semen and you penetrate. Yes. Then dildos, you can have a dildo, dip it in semen, penetrate. And then a condom can have semen, you can dip it in semen and penetrate. A fist can have, dip it in semen and penetrate. An object, my pen, you can dip it in semen and penetrate. And then a penis that has, of course, we already have discussed that one. So these are non-penile objects, but can carry semen, and they enter any orifice, the hole in the mouth, the anus, or the vagina. Then, thirdly and lastly, we have what you call is dry sex. I call it dry sex. Sometimes I used to call it lesbian sex, but it's dry sex in the sense that there is really no semen involved in it, but you still have sex. Because when lesbians have sex, there's no semen. Yeah, there's no semen. And what is the job of semen? Semen is a vehicle of carrying sperms. That's all. That's all. So the lesbians, I call it dry sex just because they don't have semen. Yes, they don't have that male milk, but they can have it. As I told you, in this second group, she can decide to have a bottle of semen and then dip her pen into it and then penetrate the anus or the vagina of her partner. So they have had seminal sex even though they are two lesbians. Yes, it's possible. Good. So in this dry sex, what happens? The penetrating, like the penis can enter but does not release semen. This is what you call withdrawal. You enter. The moment you want to release, you remove the penis. That's a bit hard. Then the second type of dry sex is the penis, condomed penis, whereby you wear a condom and you enter. And when you're done, the penis, there's no release of the liquid or the semen into the orifice, be it the hole or the mouth. Because you can even suck someone's dick with another condom. Yes, to protect yourself from a sick or some semen that is infected with some diseases. You can suck a condom. So sometimes you maybe want to buy a condom that is flavored, it is as sweetness, just, and then when the guy releases, you've also eaten some sweetness from the condom rather than sucking rubber. The fingering is also penetration in the orifice. I can even finger here and my anus, and then of course for women, the lesbians, they finger the vagina or play with the clit, but clitoris is not penetrable sex in my view. As long as you're playing with it, you're just adding pleasure. But penetration is sex, as in, and that's another thing. Should we call it? No, penetration is not sex, because there's also non-penetrative sex, and I think clitoral sex is non-penetrative sex. Just like frottage, you can wear clothes and you have had sex, but you've not penetrated anywhere. So there's also non-penetrative sex that is common these days because people are trying to protect themselves from diseases. Yeah, but it's also fun. Yeah, non-penetrative sex, you should do it once a while. Touching each other, rolling, and all of those things. Yes. Good. Now, we have a dildo. Dildo is an object that is made to penetrate. And when you penetrate with a dildo, there is no semen. But semen can be covered on it, but you can have it dry or the lubricant. So it can also enter the penis. So it can enter the anus or the vagina or the mouth. And you have fisting. This can enter the body, the vagina or the anus or the mouth. But for the mouth, it's not very easy. You see, it's not so easy. But it has penetrated, but not very well, because either the mouth, the mouth has teeth. So you can imagine, can even make marks here. Yeah. So unless you get a small fist and you put it in the mouth, then that is a penetration that has been by the fist in the mouth. Yes, and it is also sexual. Have you done it before? Yeah. Yeah, it's also nice to play with your partner's fingers and enjoy. Yeah, that's I've said. I've already talked about fingers. Then we've talked of object. Any object, yes, this can enter. This can enter here. Orifice. Whenever there are orifices, even the anus, all of that can enter. And then there's something I call I sex or Jesus sex. They call it Jesus sex because Jesus is the one who talked about it. He said, if you look at a woman lustfully, and of course he didn't talk about a man, so meaning maybe gay theologians we say, then it means you can look at a man lustfully because Jesus only attacked people pornography and I mean not of course not physically, without having it with you can have it with even your partner. You can be watching it and then it as you're also doing the thing, and you can also watch porn without anybody, you alone, you're there. So I've called it eye sex because you see, that's why there are blind people who have open eyes can't see. It's because they are light roads, and it's a we'll have to talk about the eye one time for you to explain to you. And blue, they are main colors that make images colorful. Now with the eye, we have those cones and rods that also have those three colors. That very interesting orifice hole, because not only does it receive, it shoots those light image inside them that place. And that's why Jesus said that, because imagine if you look at somebody lustfully and it makes you, I even want to sleep with them, I want to have sex. What does that mean? It means that your eyes are that powerful, and they are that powerful, and they can penetrate and can even make you satisfied. That's why the pornography industry is one of the richest industries in the entire internet economy, because people get pleasure just by seeing. They don't even need to go and buy a prostitute. Yes, but for me, what I say, do all. If you want a sex worker, please go and get one. Yes, you're free. I believe my world is a world of sexual liberation. As we conclude, now we finished. I want to. There was a nice video I saw on Twitter, and the video was saying that the guy came and told this man, "Hey, guy, you have a nice ass," and then he said, "Oh wow, thanks," and he left. So the guy who said thanks was a straight guy, and the guy who liked his ass was a gay guy. So especially muscles are doing a lot of work. So that's why the butt is the largest muscle in the body. Yes, it is. It is the butt. I mean, the largest muscle. Gates. It's a bit, but if you've been penetrating your anus enough times, then you go and have anal sex. It becomes easy. Why? You've trained your inner gate, the inner sphincter muscles, to know that something sometimes enters here. So the gate is open. So the anus is a different orifice, two gates. So the first gate can be open, but the other one, you have to be known by the anus, the inside there. Who is there? Oh, it's Mr. Cock. We don't know that one. So the anus, as I say, we don't know that one. Mr. Cock will try to enter, but the gate is saying enter. So that's why it becomes very messy and very sometimes painful for some people. But if anus, the house, knows who's there, Mr. Cock. We know Mr. Cock. He does a very good job. Open. And the inner gate opens very easily, and whoosh, it's done, and that inner gate is the one that can cause problems. Some of the ways of you buy a dildo, you can finger yourself. Just get used to doing it. Within a short time, without disease, whether I will see it in my lifetime or I will have to leave the world, and then I will be glad. That's why these videos are going to stay here, so that when that day happens, I know I said it happened. And so, yes, because sex is good. Even I'm so shocked when I was looking at that on Twitter. I was telling that people be like angels. You know, angels are not supposed to have sex. The story of so gods. You know, Satan is a god, and also they're powerful that belonged to. It was a very interesting. So some people claim that that means angels can have sex. So what did Jesus mean that angels are, but they can, if they do, unless there's something because of what you guys did when you went to the daughters of men. We don't know, but that's real. So Christianity has an asexual it's see heaven because you do all of these things on earth, because if you don't do it, you won't do it. You won't do it in heaven. So if you already had sex, you're already married. Now, um, now, then, but Islam is different. Islam says the instead of it having an asexual heaven, it has a sexual, a sexual heaven, a sexy heaven, because promised virgin. But I've always asked Muslims for Islam, it's a sexual heaven, but for Christianity, it's an asexual heaven. Then for Hinduism, they believe in reincarnation, so you never die. Yes, you just come into another life form. So today you're going to be a human, tomorrow you decide to be a flower, you're going to be made of always taking life forms. That is in Hinduism. So sex will always happen. I don't know how stars have sex, but as I told you, sex is connection. It's connection. So yeah, and I was thinking about stars and sex and cosmology, and I said shower meteors in the earth. So like showering semen, golden shower. Of all of those of you who know. Now the problem of earth, it's not good at releasing stones. Have you ever seen the earth releasing a stone? Yes, for some weird reason, the earth is not a releaser. The moon is a releaser. It releases debris from its area. So the moon can actually penetrate earth because it releases debris that drops in the earth. And then the other planets, they also remove debris that drops in the earth. That's a asteroid. So earth is a receiver. Mother Earth. No wonder we call it Mother Earth. Receiving, waiting for meteors to drop. The female egg is the sperms drop on it. So the meteors, the sperms are meteors, and they just drop meteorites, and they just drop inside Earth into the egg. No, and when I was thinking about that, I was trying to understand where did the lakes and oceans come from? Because I believe oceans are basins, are craters, very large craters. So it could be that something hit the earth, maybe a very large rock hit the earth and made a very big crater. And then this crater now was filled with water when it started raining. And it has been raining for many years until that crater became a basin, an ocean or a lake. I'm guessing things, I'm reading science. The more I read science, the more I'm thinking out of the box. So maybe that's how the oceans were craters. They were empty basins. And after boulders hit the earth, maybe when the earth was a bit soft, and they blew and they created very empty basins, empty craters, then rain started pouring. and pouring and pouring, and those basins filled up because they are in geography. They are seasonal rivers. These are rivers which, if they are seasonal rivers and receding in water, actually, we're waiting to see what climate change is going to do to the lakes. If climate change is going to make some lakes dry up, you know, because a lake, unlike an ocean, it's alone, it stands alone. So if it goes through a lot of global warming or a lot of heating, and there's more heating than more, then those lakes may die up. I'm still going to do that, because now we're reading science every day. We've made it a habit that every day we must read something scientific. Every day we must read something, thought and mind. So thank you so much for joining us. Those are my thoughts. So that's why I've even drawn to you my thoughts. So that's why I've even drawn to you my thoughts about the oceans, because there was having the thoughts about the oceans, because there was what you call the blue economy. So I was really thinking to myself, oceans are actually craters. Full craters. Yes, and fell there and made them open. And who knows? And they may be new, drop a crater, and then water fills that place. And the Congo forest is inside is inside a lake, because now the boulder has come and pushed Congo inside, and then made Congo a basin, and the trees are inside. Because when you look at oceans, plants grow in the ocean. Yes, plants. It's weird. These oceans are salty, and some of them, yes, they're mostly weed grows in there. Animals live there, and the reason why humans die in water is because we are not made to live in water. Yes, we are not made to live in water. But if we were made to live in water, believe you me, life would be wonderful. Yes, we would not die in water, like what happens to many people. They die in water. So that's the world we live in. But I know the reason why I'm reading science is to open my creativity and understand the world. And I encourage you also to do the same. So let's read science every day, and that's why you'll be hearing more science from the channel, like what I've already discussed right now. Even if it's about sex, it is with science. Okay, guys.